Ladies and gentlemen, when a young doctor on night duty is raped, clawed, brutalized, and murdered in her safe space, what do you tell your daughters? What do you tell your daughters when the principal under whose watch the crime has happened tells everyone who is willing to listen that it was irresponsible for the doctor to be alone at night? Do you talk to your daughters about their rights, or do you talk to them and caution them about ground realities? Do you tell them to reclaim the night, or do you tell them not to go out at night? Yesterday on this show, a panelist choked and spoke of his resident doctor daughter. She's 21 years old. He spoke about how this young woman called her mother and asked her to speak to her because she felt scared after what had happened in Calcutta. In a situation like this, what does a mother tell her daughter? Most of us who have worked night shifts would say that men don't have an exclusive right overnight. It belongs as much to women. When we tell our girls to dream and study hard and conquer the world, when we tell them that equality is their right, in the same breath, how can we tell them, don't go out at night? That is not safe. We'll say the onus of their safety is not on them, but on society and the system at large. But ladies and gentlemen, here's a point to ponder. Will a mother, first shaken by Nirbhaya and then by Devi, take that stand? Twinkle Khanna, in a post today, has lamented, and I quote, 50 years in this planet and country, and I'm teaching my daughter the same thing I was taught as a child. Don't go alone to the park, to the school, or to the beach, especially not at night. What do mothers tell their daughters? Tonight, I'm asking that question to 5 mothers who are joining us on what I'm calling the daughter's dilemma. Let me quickly introduce my guest to you this evening. I'm, of course, being joined by Asha Devi. She's someone all of you know. She's Nirbhaya's mother. Thank you, Asha ji, for joining us. Our other guests joining us this evening as well, let me quickly introduce you to them. Khushbu Sundar is an actress. She's joining us on the broadcast. Mumtaz Patel is a social activist with us on the broadcast. Charu Pragya is a lawyer. She's a mother as well. And Meeta Chakrabarti is joining us from Calcutta, again a mother. I'm, for obvious reasons, going to start with Asha Devi, ladies. So just give me a couple of minutes. Asha Devi, आपकी बेटी को हमने देखा, उसके साथ क्या हुआ, रात को क्या हुआ, फिर हमने कैलकाटा की डॉक्टर को देखा, रात को क्या हुआ। ऐसी सिचुएशन में हम लोग अपनी बेटियों को क्या बोलें? बाहर मत जाओ या बाहर जाओ?
देखिए, लड़कियों को बोलने की जरूरत नहीं है, लड़कों को बोलने की जरूरत है। और जो ऐसे लोग हैं जो ऐसे वारदात को अंजाम देते हैं, उनको सजा की जरूरत है, उनको फांसी पे लटकाने की जरूरत है। लड़कियों को बोलने की जरूरत नहीं है। हम बोलते हैं, चाहे आप, दुनिया बोलती है कि रात में मत जाओ, शाम में मत जाओ, पढ़ाई करो। घर में पढ़ाई करेंगे, वो बच्ची पढ़ लिख के MBBS करके ट्रेनिंग कर रही थी, कितने लोगों को मदद कर रही होगी, कितने लोगों को जान बचाती रहती तो बचाई होगी। हॉस्पिटल में उसके साथ गैंग रेप होता है, उसकी हत्या होती है और उसको मार दिया जाता है। तो जब एक डॉक्टर महिला सुरक्षित नहीं है, तो हमारी आम बच्चियां कहाँ सुरक्षित है? आम महिलाएं कहाँ सुरक्षित हैं? अगर वही बच्ची रात को कहीं उसी हॉस्पिटल से घर को आ रही होती तो बोलते कि नहीं, ये घूम रही थी, रात को क्या कर रही थी। लेकिन ये हॉस्पिटल के अंदर हुआ है, तो हमें उनसे पूछना चाहिए, जो वो हॉस्पिटल में बैठे हैं, उनसे पूछना चाहिए कि उस राज्य में मंत्री बन के बैठे हैं, उनसे पूछना चाहिए जो पुलिस कमिश्नर बन के बैठना चाहिए, जो महिलाओं को सुरक्षा देने की वादा करते हैं, हमें उनसे पूछने की जरूरत है। लड़कियों को कहने की या पूछने की जरूरत नहीं है।
Khushbu Sundar, just come in here. Do you agree with that? A mother's heart will be scared after what happened to Nirbhaya.
Absolutely.
After what happened to this young doctor in Calcutta. So what does a mother tell her daughter? It's a dilemma for all parents who want their girls to fly, conquer the world. And yet they want them to be safe and aware of realities in this country. This is a difficult conversation.
It is an extremely difficult conversation. I think it's very difficult because as a mother of a 24-year-old and a 21-year-old, you don't know, you fall into a dilemma, you're confused, what do you tell your children? This is the age where I want my girls to fly high, conquer the world, go out and do what you want to do. I don't want them to sit at home and say that bahar mat niklo, because dunya theek nahi hai, something might happen to you. No, I don't want them to be scared. I want them to go out. I want them to face the world. I want them to tell the men who are out there trying to, these perpetrators trying to scare a woman, and tell them that, listen, I look into your face and I scoff at you saying that I'm here as a woman and I'm going to lead life the way I want to, and I'm not going to be scared of you. But at the same time, as a mother, it tears you. If my daughters, and especially what happened for Nirbhaya, what happened now in Kolkata, or what happened in Muzaffarpur, I mean, as a mother, if my daughter's phone is not reachable, even for 15 minutes, there are multiple thoughts which go in my mind. Where is she? Is she okay? Why is she not picking up the phones? But at the same time, you really want to push your girls and say, you can do it. Go out and do it. Just go out and fight the world and conquer it. We need to find a fine line. We need to stand together, all the women, all the mothers. It's great to see somebody like Asha Devi speaking, where she says you don't have to question a woman. Question the men who are sitting there in the positions who are supposed to protect the girl. It's somebody like Asha Devi who has lost her child to the biggest horrific crime of this country, of this nation. Sitting here and speaking for another child, it really breaks you, because it takes so much of courage to see Asha Devi speaking. Hats off to her to speak this language. Anybody else in her place would have said, no, speak a different language. But here she is telling girls, no, it happened to my daughter, but it shouldn't happen to anybody else. But this shouldn't stop you. Go out and conquer. As a mother, as a woman, it breaks me to see children being tortured like this, women being brutally raped and murdered.
Okay.
Any kind of sexual assault, it breaks you. As a mother, it breaks you. But then you have to fight it out. You cannot allow these men to scare you. You cannot allow these men to set a rule different for women and for themselves. No, you cannot do it. We are fighting for equality, and we will continue to fight.
Exactly. Charu Pragya, then come in here. You are the mother of a young daughter as well. What do we teach our girls? That they are equal in every right. Kuch bhi karo, you are equal. You have equal opportunities to do what you want to do.
That's
and
not
look
true, Shreya.
at the slut shaming that has happened, and the victim.
That's
Go
not
ahead.
Whatever women might tell their daughters today, the reality of our society is horrific, because incidents like this happen. Incidents like this are also, unfortunately, many a times brushed under the carpet. Also, unfortunately, the honest truth of parents is that when their daughter steps out, they have a list of instructions. How many parents are giving a list of instructions to their sons at the end of the day? That is something which needs to change. See, we are a society which is still largely unequal. Yes, some women have had wonderful opportunities to achieve wonderful things, but look at the ratio of that. What is the ratio? And since we're discussing the medical profession today, it's only 18% of leadership roles, even in the medical profession, that are taken by women. Even today, when we talk about equal responsibility, equal opportunity, is anybody actually given that? Start from school. When it comes to even something as basic as being given sex education in school, when a girl is being taught about menstruation, why are the men and the boys not taught about the same thing? Why are they not taught respect at that young age? And if the schools are not doing it, where are the parents going wrong? See, that is a societal fault. What has happened in Kolkata is so horrifying that I think no matter how much we discuss it, it's not going to be enough till we bring about stringent, very stringent laws where one, the fast tracking of these cases is such that once you know who was the accused, it needs to be done and dealt with within a week. We have been debating this for a week, Shreya. And I mind that as a lawyer, as a mother, as a citizen of this country, as a woman, I mind that. Why are we still debating it? And why can our judicial process now not come up to speed for at least cases as brutal as this? Women are treated like chattel, in animate objects which are just kept in the backyard, passed on from family to family, treated by men the way they seem fit. Their bodies are spoils of war. It's true in the case of so many places in our own country. So this needs to change, and I think women need to stand together, rally together to bring about this change. We need to tell our girls that you are not going to be bowed down. And I think the most important thing here is we as a society also need to introspect. Why is victim shaming bigger than focusing on punishing the accused? Victim shaming becomes bigger. तुम वहां क्यों गई थी, तुमने ये क्यों पहना था, रात का टाइम था. Do you know an equal number of rape happened during broad daylight hours also? We say that you must be wary of strangers. Over 90% rape cases in India are done by people known to the victim. That is how sad the scenario is. How do you fight this?
Charu Pragya, can I ask you, you said in this conversation that there is a list of parents, or there's a list of restrictions all parents have for their daughters when they go out. Do you have a list of restrictions as well for your little girl when she steps out? And is that the unfortunate reality that all mothers are living under? They are progressive-minded. They are working women. They believe in equal opportunity, yet there is a mother's heart will be scared.
Absolutely. But Shreya, I'm a mother to a teenage boy. And I think the responsibility of mothers with boys is double today. The boys need to be raised in such a way that they become outstanding citizens tomorrow. They become the kind of men who will stop crimes from happening on the street, not be mere bystanders. We saw that incident in Delhi a year or two ago, where a woman was stabbed to death and everybody stood there watching. Nobody thought to stop that crime. It was crime against a woman, not of sexual nature, but definitely a crime against women. How many people take that onus upon themselves to step up and say, no, on my watch, this is not going to happen?
Okay. Meeta Chakrabarti, would you want to join us? You're connecting with us from Calcutta. Someone in Calcutta clearly was very afraid of what this Reclaim the Night March was going to do. That's very clear. It was hijacked, it was vandalized. But given what happened first in the medical college, and then what happened to that peaceful march where women were going out and making the point, look, the night belongs to us as much as it belongs to the men, it went terribly wrong. Has the conversation with your daughters in Calcutta changed post what happened first at the medical college and then at this protest march?
No, it has not changed. And I'll tell you why. Reclaiming the night on the eve of Independence Day was a huge movement. We had lakhs of women. I was part of the movement. I was there at Academy of Fine Arts and then at Jadavpur. We had lakhs of women, not thousands, walking down the streets of Calcutta, Kolkata, as we call it, and in different districts of West Bengal, as well as in different cities. And I think it actually happened internationally. I've been receiving content from the US, from UK, where people have done it on the Independence Eve. The night has to be reclaimed. The city has to be reclaimed. The space has to be reclaimed. I have a 19-year-old who is doing architecture abroad in the UK. She loves traveling. She was in Indonesia last month with her friends. Yes, I did tell her, please carry a pepper spray in your bag when you go out late in the night. So yes, there are practical pieces of advice that we tend to give to our daughters. But will I ask her not to go out and have dinner with her friends? No, I will not do that. Will I ask her not to travel for work or travel for education in this case? I will not do that. A mother of two teenage daughters, one 19 and one 15. And yes, I'm scared. Yes, I'm scared when it comes to Kolkata. Yes, I'm scared when it comes to India. but I am not going to stop them. I may give them some practical pieces of advice. I may call them almost every 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I may worry, but at the same time, I'm not going to ask them to not step out in the night, either for work purposes or for social purposes. I run an IT company where there is a 24/7 process. And in that 24/7 process, we have women employees. Yes, we double up the security in the night shifts. We try to be as responsible as an employer can be. But at the same time, will I stop recruiting female staff for the night shifts? I refuse to do that. A woman has every right to prosper in life, be it professionally, and has every right to choose the social life that she wants to lead. The society needs to change. And that was the thought behind Reclaim the Night movement that started from Jadavpur in Kolkata. And I'm very, very proud to be associated with that movement. We need to reclaim our space. We are not going to give it up because we are scared. We are afraid. Yes, we are scared. Yes, we are tensed. As a mother and as a woman, I'm very, very scared. But I will not let that be the defining emotion in this hour of crisis.
Okay. Okay, Mumtaz Patel, but look at India's rape statistics. One of the worst in the world. How can a mother not be scared? How can a mother not be scared after what she saw happen to Nirbhaya 12 years ago? How can she not be scared when she's seen what happened to this young doctor in Calcutta a week ago? And yet, there is a conversation you'll have with your daughter. Yesterday, a panelist almost choked. He was a man, a father, to a young doctor, resident doctor. He said, my daughter was scared. She called her mother and said, just speak to me, talk to me for some time because I'm scared about what happened in Calcutta.
Absolutely. And when you see this kind of news coming day in and day out on news, social media, children are scared. I'm a mother to two 16-year-old daughters. And I mean, my child is scared of even walking on the street many a times because she says, what if I get abducted or to go out at night? I mean, they are scared, and it pains me because I want them to have a very normal childhood. There is no differentiation between a girl and a boy. Let me start by saying that I have seen that happening in my house, where there was a differentiation between a girl and a boy. What my brother was allowed, I was not allowed. So sometimes I feel that society needs to change, the mindset at homes need to change. As a woman today, I'm a mother to a daughter, but my mother to me was more protective about me than her own son. You know, you have to change that mindset somewhere. I think under the garb of safety, we women lose our autonomy. And that is why we grow up to be probably not confident, or the men treat us the way they do. So the mindset of the society needs to change. We need to treat or train our boys to be more sensitive. I mean, a small example, when Charu was speaking, look at what happens in school. I remember when we had sex education class, or when we were taught about menstruation, the boys were sent out. You know, they were very curious to know what is happening. But I don't understand why it cannot be a topic that can be discussed together. Boys are sensitized about the issue, made to understand, and also girls should be treated equally, whether it's at home, whether it's at school, whether it's at a workplace. But the mindset is still such today. Me being a grown-up woman, mother to two children, I'm still told today, oh, do not move around alone at night. Like I have to travel for work, I go out, I'm on the roads, on highways at night. But yet, you know, I'm always advised by the elders that make sure somebody's with you, don't go alone. Why? Because they also understand it's not safe. Yes, it is scary, but if I'm going to show that I'm scared, what are my daughters going to learn today, you know? So the mindset of the society definitely needs to change. But what is happening today, it's hard to fathom. But somewhere stricter laws need to come up. Punishments need to be meted out straight away. We somehow lose the urgency of the punishment, and the crime. It just turns out to be something people talk about and then only to be forgotten till something worse comes up. You know, I want to give a prime example of the Bilkis Banu rapists. I mean, when they came out, they were garlanded by the women in the family. Now, if women don't support women, if women don't come out to show or demand equality, if women always give in to the social norms where men are supposed to be of a certain hierarchy, we're never going to progress as a nation, and we're always going to allow men to treat upon us in any way possible, whether it's domestic violence, whether it's rapes, whether it's inequality in any sort of sense. So mindset needs to change, and I think women need to change their mindset first, train their boys to become better human beings, more sensitive, and start treating children equally at a very young age. There should be no gender bias, no differentiation.
Okay. So, I think all of you have been very honest on this show, and all of you have said that as mothers, you are scared. Sometimes your daughters are scared as well. But you know that you need to talk to them about their rights, but there is ground reality that cannot be ignored. My last question is to Asha Devi. It is because of her daughter and what happened to her daughter and her fight for justice that India has very strict rape laws. And yet, something like Calcutta happens again. आशा जी, आखिरी सवाल आपसे ही है. क्या आप अपनी बच्ची को बोलती थी रात को मत जाओ, खतरा है, सेफ नहीं हो? और क्या 12 साल में जो आपने एक लंबी लड़ाई लड़ी, उसके बाद क्या आपका नजरिया बदला है इस बात को लेकर?
देखिए, अगर हम महिलाओं की सुरक्षा की बात करें, बच्चियों की सुरक्षा की बात करें, तो बिल्कुल नहीं बदला है. हमारा समाज का सोच नहीं बदला है, हमारे आज सिस्टम का सोच नहीं बदला है, न्याय की प्रक्रिया नहीं बदली, कानून भी बनाए गए, बहुत सख्त करे गए, लेकिन उसकी प्रक्रिया नहीं बदली गई कि कैसे केसों में किस तरह लोगों को इंसाफ मिलेगा, किस तरह बच्चियां सुरक्षित होगी. क्योंकि आज भी केस 10-10 साल, 15-15 साल से पड़ी है. जब घटना हो जाती है, हम 2 दिन 4 दिन चैनल पे चिल्लाते हैं, आप लोगों के माध्यम से सब लोग अपना अपना सब एक दूसरे पे थोप के निपटा देते हैं, लेकिन आज किसको इंसाफ मिल रहा है? और नहीं तो जो हमारे चीजें सामने आज 2 दिन से 3 दिन से देख रहे हैं, कल रात को जो देखे हैं, उससे तो रूह कांप गई कि अब कोई किसी के लिए आवाज भी नहीं उठा सकता. नहीं तो ऐसा होगा कि हॉस्पिटल के अंदर, चाहे जहां भी आप जिस फील्ड में है, उसमें घुस के आपको डराया जाएगा, धमकाया जाएगा कि कोई किसी के लिए आवाज नहीं उठाएगा. यही घटना होती है, आदमी वीडियो बना के डाल देते हैं लोग, लेकिन किसी को बचाने नहीं आते हैं. लेकिन हिम्मत करके उन डॉक्टरों ने हर जगह से आवाज उठाई कि नहीं, हम लोगों को सुरक्षा चाहिए, बच्ची को इंसाफ चाहिए. तो उनको दबाने के लिए हॉस्पिटल में ही तोड़फोड़ हो गई, उनको मारा गया, धमकाया गया कि हम उसी की तरह तुम्हारे साथ तुम्हारी हालात कर देंगे, रेप कर देंगे. तो ये तो पूरे देश के लिए कलंक है, शर्मसार है. इसकी तो निंदा भी करे तो कोई शब्द नहीं है कि किस तरह निंदा करे कि जिस राज्य में हुआ है, देश में हुआ है, और वहां के लोग ऐसे पॉलिटिक्स कर रहे हैं. एक बच्ची की जान गई है, एक माँ बाप इस दर उस दर भटक रहे हैं, और इंसाफ के लिए हम जो आवाज उठा रहे हैं, उन्हीं की दबाने की कोशिश हो रही है कि नहीं, चलो दबा, मारो, पीटो, सबूत खत्म कर दो, कैमरे तोड़ दो. तो ये तो बहुत दुखद है, दुखद देखने में भी रूह कांपती है.
दुखद तो है जो हुआ है. But I'm glad we could have this conversation, and I think it was an honest conversation. Asha Devi, thank you very much for joining us. Khushbu Sundar, thank you very much for your time. Mumtaz Patel, thank you very much. Charu, good to have you on the show. And Meeta Chakrabarti, thank you very much as well. Ladies and gentlemen, with that, it's a wrap from me. Thank you very much for watching.